watch out for those macroaggressions. As a feminist, I just want to tear down every poster, destroy and burn every toy, and skip past every trailer that is before my YouTube videos. Mine.
Pink. He loves pink. And like his favourite dress is the black one with pink flamingos on it.
You could be forgiven for mistaking this toddler for a little girl, but 2-year-old Max Price is actually a boy. Max's parents are raising him gender neutral.
So what happens when you say alleged rape and rape actually does happen? What are we doing when we treat women like that? I don't understand.
You can't put someone in prison if you haven't proven them guilty of something.
So then how do we prove everyone guilty of stuff? There are convictions, there are charges. When you say alleged rape, you're not believing the victim of said rape. You know, we put alleged as a word.
So are you saying that we should just believe women right away when they say they've been raped?
We have to believe any rape victim.
Because you're a fucking white man who gets to do whatever he wants to in this space, right? Okay. So I'm saying, no, you do not have permission to walk around videotaping women of color and acting like you can do that and the rest of us can't. Aren't you quite aware by holding that video camera on me that you are surrounded by your privilege, right? Take your privilege somewhere else, please. All right? Because your privilege is not welcome here. So unless you are here to dismantle your privilege, please find somewhere else to go.
There's a lot of white people in the crowd. And that wasn't a joke. I don't want to stand up here and be angry because this isn't for me and this isn't for you. It's for the people that we lost and the people we may lose tomorrow and the people we lost yesterday. But I thought I'd take the moment to just like list out some facts that many of you probably don't know because you're white. I'm tired of the black and white dichotomy that happens every time we talk about race or anything that goes on in our country, but we never take the time to consider the shades in between, like mine. And as much as it is awesome that there's so many people here today, but it's like, who are you really here for? So,
Whoa. Hey, no.
American student feminist human against Trump.
I am.
What's your biggest problem with him?
Mostly everything. It's pretty hard to pinpoint it, but
I've noticed that's an issue with these people. Can you just give me one little maybe sentence he said that you disagree with, or one policy he's going to enact? So far your biggest beefs are that he described his daughter as attractive and that his penis came up in a debate that you haven't seen.
not my biggest beefs, no.
Well, that's all we got. Well, you got a big one?
Yeah, he's racist, he's sexist. I haven't heard really any firm policy.
Well, we just keep hearing these terms, racist. What's a racist thing he said?
That he insinuating that Mexico is sending their rapists?
They are. 80% of the young girls who cross the border get raped. I thought you feminists hate rape.
I do.
So do you think 80% is a pretty bad stat for women getting raped? 80% of the women crossing the border get raped.
By Americans?
No, by illegals.
Okay. Thanks.
Don't thank me. I didn't rape anybody.
I didn't say you did, but you're coming and you're spinning everything that...
I'm just trying to tell you basic information.
80%...
80% of young women who cross the border get raped.
By illegals?
Yes, by coyotes and illegals. Why wouldn't you have
coyotes? Goodbye.
I don't walk down the street in the dark. It's not my city, my block, my park. I don't want to be another BuzzFeed story. What a pity, too pretty, and the street's too gritty. If she didn't want a titty, then she shouldn't have grown them. Strutting through the streets, you think that she'd own him. Talking so sweet, you think that she'd known him. But shit, that's just what happens when you go out alone. And fuck the nice guys with their eyes on the prize, thinking we don't fucking see through the sheepskin disguise. Saying bitches ain't never done nothing for me. But what's a patriarchy fucking dumb physique?
I'm just giving you...
I love the mansplaining. I'm enjoying it.
You're loving what?
The mansplaining that's going on.
What
just talking me through how by not answering the question, by repeating processes which are not related to the question that I've asked.
What's mansplaining, Senator?
Well, it's the slightly patronising and condescending way that you're responding to my questions.
Well, I would suggest, Senator, that if you're putting the word man in front of some description of what I'm doing, you're doing that which I'm sure you're very much against, is making a sexist implication about how I'm conducting my role as a man.
Well, then the easiest way to do it...
Is that what you're saying, Senator?
Well, what I'm saying is that the way you've been responding to me has been patronising and condescending, and I have responded to that. So the easiest way to deal with this is not to have that way in responding to questions I've asked.
Imagine the reaction, Senator, if I said you were womansplaining. You're saying that I'm mansplaining.
Well, it is a term that's used.
Is it by whom?
Well, it is a term that's used.
By rude, doesn't make by rude senators. By senators who are seeking to make gender an issue. Stop being a hypocrite. Conduct yourself appropriately for this place.
I'm sorry you're so offended by the use of the word. It is a word that's used. I'm surprised that you're so shocked by the use of the word.
No, I'm just calling hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Thy name is Labor. Thy name is Senator Gallagher.
It's a frightening and disgusting trend in the world of online gaming. Hackers rewriting code to simulate sexual assault. Shauna Hunt is live with the disturbing reality of virtual rape. Shauna.
Well, Roger, in the world of gaming, modifying characters is actually a common thing, but these cases are extreme. These hackers, they're taking control of games being played online, and they're staging these violent attacks. And the scenes are so disturbing, we had to blur the images. The graphics are so good, this attack is eerily realistic, but this is virtual rape. Hackers rewriting codes and hijacking online video games like Zombie Apocalypse and Grand Theft Auto. The vile scenes are then posted to YouTube.
That's deplorable and should not be allowed anywhere. Like, they should be banned off the servers immediately.
And Sam Meggs, an avid gamer and blogger, tells me in some cases these hackers, also known as modders for modifying the game, will talk to victims on their headsets during the attacks.
When you can hear the person on the other end who's saying these things directly to you, and they're saying them directly to you, that's a whole other level of harassment, really.
We all know many video games are known for their violence. In Grand Theft Auto, for instance, players carry knives and guns and they get away with looting and murder. But the sexual brutality now popping up online has the attention of Toronto police.
It is certainly something that we would be, interested in hearing about if people have experienced it.
Online, they can take your character, lock them in place, have made their character pantsless, and then can simulate sexual assault with your character, and you are helpless to stop it.
Could come along with this.
We do investigate cases where people are being bullied online or being extorted online. So those things the police will absolutely investigate. When it comes to something like this, we could investigate it. It gets very difficult.
Police say in these virtual rapes, harassment would be hard to prove. And tracking down the invisible hacker could be next to impossible.
It depends on where the person is that's actually doing it, because they could be anywhere in the world.
Sam Meggs stopped playing online over a year ago because of what she calls a misogynistic mentality.
It's a visual representation of all that terrible verbal stuff that you get as a woman online.
Pretty much any game that you can play online can also be hacked and modified, so we're taking a look at some of the ways that parents can keep their kids from being targeted in their virtual world.
If you are in this religion, you probably do have values that are at odds. This is what liberals don't want to recognize. You may be from a country, as there are many, many Muslim countries that either have Sharia law or want Sharia law. Those values are not our values.
I actually strongly disagree with that, Bill. I think that it is incredibly important, particularly now after the Paris attacks, particularly now with ISIL raging around the world, to stand up for real diversity and to say our diversity is our strength.
So keeping women as second-class citizens is just diversity?
I'm not saying that.
But you are saying that.
No, I'm
That's
not.
what it comes down to.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is we in Canada are not going to say Muslims are worse than Christians or are worse than Jews or are worse than atheists.
The ideas are worse.
No, and their culture is not worse. And also appreciate that ISIL does not represent Muslims, and it's now more important than ever to say that and to stand up for diversity. I mean, it is very, very wrong to demonize a religion.
I'm not demonizing. I'm just reporting.